Good evening, my retro babes. Tonight we're going to be recapping Hey Arnold. So without further ado, let's get into it. The show aired on Nickelodeon on October 1996, created by Craig Bartlett. It centers around 4th grade Arnold Sharpman, who lives with his grandparents in Sunset Arms, with a group of colorful tenants in a fictional city of Hillwood, Washington. Being naturally gifted and giving advice and guidance to others, Arnold finds himself at the center of interesting and complex situations as he navigates his experiences in an urban neighborhood, dealing with crazy scenarios with his friends. A self-appointed fashionista that consistently reminds everyone that she's better than them and richer than them, Rhonda is definitely an interesting character, and we see her throughout the series go through a lot of high and lows. Whether or not her character arc actually changes, that's debatable, but for right now, Rhonda is Rhonda, child. Our resident storyteller with a high top fade, Gerald is viewed as a pretty cool, laid-back, chill character, and also Arnold's best friend and confidant, as we see throughout the series that him and Arnold really and truly get themselves into some interesting scenarios. Honestly, Phoebe, Helga's best friend and also Gerald's romantic interest, is actually pretty intelligent, shy, and soft-spoken, so to speak, and she's considered the smartest person in her class. But we do see throughout the series that there's actually an episode where Phoebe battles with her conscience after cheating on a test. In spite of what people originally think about Stinky, he's actually pretty smart, and even turned down $1 million once he realized that those people in the Yoo-hoo commercials weren't really liking him for him, but they just kind of wanted to play up the fact that he had a southern drawl, or he was considered a hillbilly, so to speak. I think one word to kind of describe Sid would kind of be slippery. There's just something about him throughout the series that always kind of makes you feel like you're kind of making a deal with the devil every time you take on one of his ideas, or he gets you wrapped up into one of his plans. And then there's also Eugene, our resident klutz, or jinx, I guess. Eugene always seems to kind of find himself in the worst predicaments, especially anytime Arnold tries to help them. I think Arnold should maybe help him by not helping him, but yeah. Harold is shown to us as being overweight, and I want to use that in quotation marks. And Harold is supposedly the chunky bully of the group, although we find out pretty quickly that usually when things go wrong, Harold is the first person to go running off and crying to his mom. But throughout the series, we do see that, just like with all the other characters, they really do kind of round Harold out, and we get a better insight into what some of his insecurities are and why he kind of acts the way that he does. I don't want to spoil too much, guys. Helga is our resident tomboy / tough guy, I guess, that usually uses all of her literary skills to either fawn over Arnold or give everybody else a verbal lashing like no one has ever seen before. But we also see in episodes like when Helga goes to therapy that Helga is actually struggling with way more than she would actually like to admit to a lot of people, including her family. Fun fact, did you know that the head in Helga's shrine is actually made from gum that Arnold chewed throughout the years that she went through scraping from underneath tables or shoes that she is consistently kissing all the time? Ugh, yuck. Throughout the series, the episodes on Hey Arnold kind of takes us throughout a roller coaster, from scary episodes like Wheezin' Ed.
Time of prohibition on the island they call Elk, to live the gangster so ruthless that his name inspired terror all up and down the Skookumchuck River. They called him Wheezin' Ed.
2 episodes where the girls kind of gang up against Lila because they feel like she's perfect and basically bully her in school. just to come home and find out that her and her dad are relatively extremely poor, and then they feel like trash afterwards. And also the infamous story of Pigeon Man, whom Arnold befriends after he helps to heal his pigeon. And while they're out, Harold and the gang decide that it's a great idea to basically vandalize Pigeon Man's place. And here is when we learn one of life lessons, that humans can be so unforgiving sometimes. And we see that Pigeon Man rightfully doesn't trust people, and they fly off. Him and his pigeons, I guess, fly off into the sunset, although some people speculate that he did something else, but I can't talk about it here in this video.
Always wash your berries before you eat them, and fly toward the sun.
Goodbye, Pigeon Man.
And also, one of my personal favorite episodes from Hey Arnold, which is Arnold's Christmas, where we kind of get some backstory on Mr. Hyun, a Vietnamese refugee, I guess, from Vietnam that basically had to give up his daughter in time of war for her to be brought to America. But later on in the episode, we do see that they are reunited, and for reasons that I didn't understand as a young kid, this episode really stuck with me. I guess it did, being that my parents are also immigrants, and it was pretty interesting to see that just the same way that he kind of felt as if he had no options but to leave or try and look for a better future somewhere, that's probably the same panic and fear that my parents may have faced when they made their decision to basically uproot and start a new life somewhere. But yeah, from Chocolate Boy addiction theme to Helga's theme of feeling ostracized by her family, or even the mystery with Arnold parents, we see that Hey Arnold as a show, between the soundtrack as well as the scenarios and the characters that happen and are in the show, really are truly so relatable even to just us kids, and it kind of makes me miss this type of show, movies that kind of appeal to a broad spectrum of audiences without feeling as if they kind of need to dumb down real life things that a lot of people go through. I just want to say once again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you haven't, I would really love for you guys to support me by liking and subscribing to my channel so that I can continue to create content for me and for you. We were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. We could hear the voices singing. They seemed to say, "You have stolen my heart and gone away." As we sing our moonlit song on Moonlight Bay, on